Hey everyone, Stuart here. How's it going? Handshake is one of your incredible tools for getting a job as a domestic or international student. And you want to make sure you use it. And I thought we could go through a brief run through of what's in Handshake, how you can use it, how you can take advantage of it. And I thought this might be a great way to save some time in your job hunt. So here is Handshake. And as soon as you jump into Handshake, you see, okay, you're logged in and you see jobs, events, employers. So really important menu items there. And then messages in Career Center. So if you have any messages like you've successfully applied or been invited to interview, you're going to get a message. And the Career Center link is right there. So you can jump into your Career Center anytime and use their resources. So you're here at Handshake. Congratulations, you've actually logged in. Most people don't even go in and log in. Meet with McKinsey & Company. Pretty cool. All right, so event. All right, notice you can find out about events from Handshake at your school. Reply to Mercer. Hey, reply to Mercer. Mercer messaged you 9 days ago and would love to hear back. Okay, maybe that's a good thing to do, right? So here you are at your university's Handshake Center, and you can jump in here and you can check out all of these events. So virtual FaceTime with employers, very cool that is an opportunity for you. And then jumping in, looking at information here. Hey, here are opportunities for data and analytics. Slalom is a very famous company. I don't know if you can see that, but if you take a look here, if you're interested in analytics, if you're in Handshake, your school might have a relationship with Slalom, and they may post, okay, here's an internship. You can apply here, and there may be more jobs specifically for Slalom. Or this other internship looks like an educational nonprofit opportunity for summer of 2022. Internship full-time. Data engineer intern at Amazon. Okay, intern full-time. Information, the contact information. There's a lot provided for you here. And so the next step is to do that professional outreach. And in the Career Accelerator program, that's what we focus on. We look at how to professionally follow up on these opportunities so you hear back, so you get the interviews, and hopefully perform well in the interview process and get the offer. So let's just take a look. As soon as you jump into Handshake, you're going to find a whole bunch of opportunities, and then depending on how you have set your settings, what you're interested in, you're going to get recommendations. So here's a job, Warner Media, Spring 2022, virtual intern, technical business analyst. Perfect, right? This person is interested in media. This has popped up on their Handshake screen. Or a Food Network social media intern, very interested. Also a media-related role, perfect. And then PayPal, data analyst intern, summer of 2022. So the schools, depending on their relationships with employers, are going to do their best to give you exactly what you're looking for, and then the next step is just to apply. So let's just jump into one of these jobs. How about we jump into the data analyst intern at PayPal? Now, I have not viewed this before. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I've looked at a lot of job descriptions before. So maybe I can give you some pointers here. So the first thing to note is that when you apply, you're always going to want to apply externally. You can apply through Handshake, but you also want to apply both locations, on Handshake and externally. So you'll want to use that link, go through their process, go through their application process, and enter in your information. So let's look at this. What they do is they break this down into role description, and then they go into view full description, and then your match. Okay, and then about PayPal. All right, fair enough. So then we want to look at the full description. So let's click on full description here. All right, and then it breaks down into role description, right? And then moving into key responsibilities, and then moving on to basic requirements. And I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I go through an example with Blackstone earlier about how we want to understand the job description, and I'll do that briefly here. First, remember that things are presented in order of priority, highest priority first, least priority last. So when you are applying for jobs and writing cover letters for these kinds of jobs, don't be tempted to jump down to the basic requirements and say, oh, I've got that. Oh, I've got that. And say, hey, I've got these things, because those are the basic requirements, and that's what a firm is expecting everyone to bring. I'm not saying ignore these, but what I want to encourage you to do is to use these bullet points above. You see how these are near the top? There's the very top, the role description, right? And this may have some interesting information that they're looking for you to reflect back in your application. The one point to remember is that when you're applying online, you're writing a cover letter, it's best to reflect back to people the company's own language. I'm not saying copy and paste verbatim, but reflect back their language in how you write about yourself. And the top section, great way to learn that language and redeploy some of it. For example, let's see if we can find something here. Thriving on innovation. So you could talk about how you thrive on innovation and collaboration and inclusion, for example, in a phrase in your cover letter, just as an example. So let's look here. They're looking for people who will be delivering or contributing both technical skills and business acumen. Okay, fine. What I'm saying is when you're preparing your cover letter, speak to these bullet points at top. For example, an example where you made data visually appealing. So a visualization, if you did one of those visualization projects in school or in a previous internship, emphasize that in your cover letter. Aggregate data from various sources to construct streamlined data pipelines. All right, so an example of when you collected data. Now, it could be just a data pipeline. You can call it a data pipeline. Whatever that means to you, to them, may be different, but look, here's an opportunity to use their language. Constructed streamlined data pipelines using XYZ package to XYZ or ABC. Where's an example where you sourced data from various locations and constructed a streamlined data pipeline? Okay, have you done that before? Have you done something that might be described as a data pipeline? Then include that in your application. So as you can see here, Handshake is a very great place to be looking for jobs, to find things that are interesting to you, to find out about events, and they have the actual jobs to which you can apply there. And Handshake can just be one of the various inputs into your job hunt. I'm not saying, hey, just go to Handshake and don't do anything else. Handshake is one input. So you might find roles on LinkedIn. You might find roles through Indeed. Handshake should be a priority for you because that's where your school has a relationship with the firms, and you're actually going to get more information here, like the name of the campus recruiter, for example, the name of the responsible person, for example. So what you should do, step by step, is apply. And then once you've applied, you want to follow up with the sequence of professional messaging. I cover that in my training called Job Offer Messaging if you want to check it out sometime. I think I'll have a link here below. So the messaging that you would want to do after you have applied to follow up. Because once you've applied on Handshake, the deal isn't done, right? That doesn't give you the interview. But those people, and it's not going to be very many, who actually follow up and let the recruiter know that they have applied and would like to meet them. Or you've followed up with the actual people within the team. Dear so-and-so, I've applied to your role for this team in, I guess it's in Atlanta with Amazon. This is the PayPal role in Maryland. So who are on these teams with PayPal in Maryland? Okay, reach out to them and follow up. Those are the ways that you get the resume seen, you create the relationships, and you can get the job just by finding it on Handshake, just by logging in. Check out my videos for more tips and tricks. This is about Handshake today. Hope you've enjoyed it. And then comment below. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. Was this helpful? What would you like to learn more about?